All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the massive world of digital marketing. You can think of it like a giant, ever-expanding universe that every single business has to learn how to navigate. But honestly, it all just boils down to one simple, critical question, and that's it, right there. This is probably the most important question for any business today. When your customers, the people who are actually looking for what you offer, go online, can they find you? It's the whole ballgame. Because let's be real, it is incredibly crowded out there. Trying to get your business noticed online can feel a lot like being on a tiny remote planet, trying to get someone's attention in a galaxy filled with billions of other stars. The scale is just mind-boggling. The sheer amount of content, the noise from social media, all the different websites, it makes it so hard to stand out from the crowd. If you don't have a really solid plan, a good navigation system, your business is basically adrift and invisible. So, in this huge digital universe, what's the sun? What's that one massive force that has all the gravitational pull, drawing everyone and everything into its orbit? Well, for the most part, it's search engines. And really, it's Google. Get this, 5 hours. That is how much time the average person spends online every single day. That is a massive window of opportunity to connect with people. But, and it's a big but, only if you can actually get in front of them. And think about where they're spending that time. A huge piece of that pie, more than 45% of all web traffic, is now happening on mobile devices. People are on the move, scrolling on their phones, and your strategy has to be right there with them. And, well, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? When we talk about search, we're pretty much just talking about Google. I mean, with a 92% market share in this case, it's not just the biggest player, it owns the entire stadium, the parking lot, and the highway leading to it. So there it is. That's our mission objective. If Google is the solar system, then the first search engine results page, or SERP, is the planet we need to land on. And not just any spot on the planet. We've got to be on page 1. It's the only place that really counts. And here is exactly why. The numbers are staggering. The #1 position on Google gets about a third of all the clicks. The next few spots, from 2 to 5, they get about another third. But after that, it completely falls off a cliff. The rest of the first page is fighting over less than 4% of the clicks. If you're on page 2, you might as well be in another galaxy. Okay, so that's the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually break free from the noise and land on that coveted first page? You need power. You need a serious engine. You need what we're calling the SEM Boost formula. And here it is. This is the core equation for getting seen online. Now, SEM just stands for search engine marketing. That's the whole shebang. But what I want you to really pay attention to is that little squared symbol. That's the secret sauce. That's where the magic happens. And we're going to break that down. The easiest way to wrap your head around this formula is to think of a rocket launch. Okay? SEO, or search engine optimization, that's the rocket itself. It's the ship, the main vessel that's built for the long journey. And SEA, search engine advertising, well, those are the powerful boosters strapped to the side that give you that incredible explosive liftoff. So SEO is your foundation. It's the rocket. This is the long-term patient work. It's making sure your website is technically sound, creating high-quality content that people actually find useful, making sure it's super user-friendly, and of course, keeping an eye on the competition. This is how you build a reliable ship that's actually capable of making the long journey. And then you have CEA, the boosters. This is all about speed, immediate impact. We're talking about paid ads on Google. This is where you bid on specific keywords to attract traffic right now, and you constantly tweak those campaigns to make sure they're not just getting clicks, but turning those clicks into customers. It's the targeted thrust to get you seen like today. So let's get back to that squared symbol, because this is the most important part. SEA's power doesn't just add to your SEO, it multiplies it. Think about it. If you run an amazing, expensive ad campaign that sends people to a slow, confusing, ugly website, you've just wasted a ton of money. But when that same powerful campaign sends people to a fast, helpful, well-built website, the results are exponential. That's the synergy. That's when 1 + 1 = 4. Okay, so you have your rocket and you have your boosters. But you can't just light the fuse and hope for the best, right? Every successful launch needs a plan. It needs strategy. It needs a mission control. And a good mission always follows a flight plan. It's a clear 5-step process. First, you define your goals. What does winning even look like? Then you define your audience. Who are we trying to reach? From there, you build a solid strategy. You launch your campaigns with SEO and SEA working together. And then, maybe most importantly, you watch the data like a hawk and you adapt. You're always ready to adjust your course. And this right here is the pilot seat. It's the online marketing cockpit. Think of it like the dashboard of your spaceship, pulling in all the critical data into one place. You've got data from tools like SEMrush, backlink info from Majestic, website traffic from Google Analytics, everything you need to see all at once to get a complete view of the mission's health. Now, part of flying the ship is getting those regular status updates from the ground. Whether you need them weekly, monthly, or quarterly, that's your call. But getting consistent reports on how you're performing is absolutely non-negotiable. It's how you know if you're on track or if you need to make a course correction. So there we have it. We've toured the digital cosmos. We've felt the intense gravity of Google, and we've even uncovered the formula for a successful launch. So I guess the only question left is, are you ready for liftoff? Because really, that's what this entire mission is about. It's about being the answer when someone is asking a question online. It's about being the destination they were hoping to find. It's all about building a clear, simple, reliable path that leads them right to you. If you remember just one thing today, please let it be this. This is not an either-or choice. Success is not about picking SEO or SEA. The best missions know you need both. It's the strategic combination of a rock-solid SEO foundation, multiplied by the power of targeted SEA that gives you the maximum thrust to reach your destination. Look, the digital universe is vast, but it is not unreachable. With the right strategy, the right tools, and that powerful combination of structure and fuel, you can absolutely navigate it. So, it's time to reach for the stars.